Hey everyone, it is Mark from On the Wrong Lead with another of our Fast 5 videos. Today we're going to be talking about the Easy Goer Stakes at Belmont Park. We're going to be looking at four things and kind of how they shaped this race developing. That's going to be pace, race riding, small field size, and replays. So this race is a black type stakes, meaning that it's just a little better than an allowance. And there were 5 horses signed up in the morning. 2 of those scratched early. And it left us 3 horses, and then one of those 3 scratched going up to the gate, so it left us a 2-horse match race. And the 2 horses involved were Sonam here with Jose Ortiz up, trained by Steve Asmussen. Horse came out of the Hennig barn, had won 2 straight, and this horse was very, very, very bet down. Ended up going off at like 1-4, 1-5 sort of range, very short. I think probably on connections and, sort of people going, oh, that's a horse that's going to move forward moving into the Asmussen barn. Also, they paid big money for the horse, and I think had some fairly high expectations. So it's a horse that on paper you go, wow, okay, that looks like a good shot horse, or a horse with a high chance of winning. But the thing that you need to note here is, if we look at the time form pace figs, those numbers are pretty consistent, fairly flat. So it's not a horse that is a speedball, it's not a horse that's a dead closer, but if we look at the run style, horse does come from quite out of it most of the time. Sort of 5 back here, 11 back here, and the lows wins. So it's a horse that probably needs some pace in front. It needs that pace to sort of collapse. The other horse we have here is the 1, Celtic Striker. If we look at, again, those running styles, this horse has been forwardly placed historically, has quite a bit of speed, and although it doesn't, if you go back to the winning fig, that's not very great. Sonam is much better. On pace, this is a horse that makes a lot of sense. I'll show you what it looks like on optics. Big circle up here, lone speed type. As handicappers who've been around for a while, we look for these types of situations where you have a lone speed horse. Lone speed is very deadly, and even more so when you get into a short field. That lone speed horse is going to be able to more control the pace, the smaller the field size, and it just puts that horse at a massive advantage. So what people got very upset about is, I think if you are a less experienced handicapper, you're looking at Jose Ortiz, Steve Asmussen, a barn change, trainer who's good first into the new barn, you're assuming Sonam is going to either A, win, or B, be very, very competitive in this race, and that's really not what happens. So let's watch the video. Naira puts up all of these videos, and these are available for anybody. So let's watch here. See, we have the Celtic horse on the Celtic Striker. Pops the gate, goes out to the front. This is exactly what we would expect. This horse is showing a lot of speed, and right now Sonam is coming up kind of on the horse's outside on its flank, right? Here, I don't think Jose Ortiz has a lot of choice. I think he's, now you see that we're seeing now Sonam drift back a little bit, and you're going to see him as they go into the first corner start to catch up again. And you're watching the whole time. Manny is looking under his shoulder. He's looking back, really marking Jose here. And I don't think Jose has a lot of choice. He doesn't have a horse that wants to be pressing the pace, so he sort of has to make one big, long, prolonged run. And I think right here he's trying to do that. He's like, oh, I'm going to go to the front. Then you see him kind of drift back again, and it feels really fishy. It's like, why did he's caught up to him, he's fell back. He's caught up to him, he's fallen back a second time. Now he's kind of drifting back, and he's starting to get into the horse, trying to get another rally coming. And it doesn't make a lot of sense what's going on. You see, Manny the whole time looking back. Jose's getting into the horse a little bit. Sort of, what's going on? Why is this happening? And we're going to see here pretty quickly Celtic Striker kind of draw off and win going away quite easily. And when an 8-5 shot is, obviously that's not big odds, but Sonam was 1-5 here. Sonam was very short. Right now, Jose just kind of gives up, coasts the horse in. And what I will say here is that Manny did an extremely good job in this race of using his horse's ability. He's got a horse with natural speed. He's going to use that speed and try to, put the horse in the best shot of winning, which was he knew he had to go to the front, and he knew he had to mark Sonam. I think Sonamon's only chance in winning this race would have been sort of Jose made that move down the backstretch, and if he kept continuing that move. So why didn't he do that? Well, let's watch the head on here, and you're going to watch a good little bit of race riding here out of Manny. We're going to watch them. They're going to pop the gate, and you see Manny kind of going straight. Look how far off the rail they are here. They are probably 10, 12 paths off the rail. You're going to finally see the rail come in here. Look how far out they are. Manny didn't go over and head right for the rail. He's floating out. So what Manny's hoping is going to happen here is that Jose is going to come to the inside. Jose now takes the bait, moves to the inside, and now Manny can kind of control that horse. He can hurt it a little bit. So watch what happens when they come to the first corner. This is where Sonam is making that move, getting closer, getting closer. Jose asks him a little bit. So Jose now is thinking, geez, I can make this, and I'm going to freeze it for a second. Jose right now is saying, okay, I've come to the inside. I can make one big, long, prolonged move, and I can make a stretch drive out of this. And maybe I don't have a tactical advantage given the pace setup, but maybe I can just have the better horse. And you're going to watch Manny now start moving into the rail, moving into the rail. He's still clear, so he still has the ability to do so, and then he's going to pinch Sonam on the rail. Sonam naturally sort of backs out. He sees the horse coming in, he has no place to go, and he backs out of that position. So Manny puts on a pretty good ride here. Manny probably didn't have the best horse on paper, but he used his horse's natural tactical ability, that natural speed, and he race rode this a little bit, and he gets himself a pretty nice win. Fairly easy win going away. You know, this is a race that if there were all 5 of these signed up, this might have gone differently. I think even as a 3-horse race, though, this still happens because lone speed is just so deadly. So when you're capping your races, it's always good, especially with Naira has this this repository. Watch some replays, watch a horse's last race, see if you see things that aren't noted on the chart. Very often you will; those are not perfect. And also have an understanding. Short fields are very pace dependent, and they're the type of races where don't get too cute thinking the short-priced favorite is super live. I almost want to say that most of the time when you have a short-priced favorite in a short field like that, it always seems like a price wins. One of those situations where pace makes the race, and even more so in a short field. So if you like this content, please like and subscribe to this, and good luck at the races.